Imagine walking into a room and everyone instantly leans in when you speak. Not because you're loud, not because you're flashy, but because every word you say carries weight. Today, I'm going to show you how to become that person articulate, confident, and unforgettable. By the end of this audiobook, your words won't just be heard, they'll be felt that you've felt it before, that tight knot in your stomach before speaking. A meeting, a date, a presentation. Your mouth opens, and suddenly, the words are gone. You're trapped. Everyone's eyes are on you, and all you can hear is your inner voice whispering, "You're not good enough. You'll mess up." Here's the truth, you're not broken. You're not failing. Speaking clearly is a skill, one that almost everyone gets wrong because nobody teaches it. They tell you to be confident, but confidence without structure is like a car with no gas. You need a roadmap. Let's start with something simple. Think about your favorite speaker. Someone who doesn't just talk, but communicates. Now, rewind their voice in your mind. Listen closely. Notice how they pause. How they emphasize certain words. How the room seems to lean in. That's not magic. That's control. And control can be learned. Here's an experiment. Record yourself speaking for 60 seconds. Pick a random topic. Then play it back. I promise you, you'll hear exactly what you do wrong. Maybe you rush, maybe you mumble, maybe there's an awkward filler word every 3 seconds. That's your starting line. Most people avoid this exercise because it's uncomfortable. But discomfort is where growth hides. Next, your words. Every sentence you speak should have a purpose. Try this. Instead of saying, "I think we should maybe consider this idea," say, "This is the solution that works." Notice the difference in impact. Your brain feels it. Others feel it. Your voice doesn't need to shout. It needs to command attention quietly. And then there's your inner story. Every time you speak, a tiny dialogue plays in your head. Will they laugh? Will they judge me? That's fear talking. You need to answer it with confidence. My words have value. My presence matters. I am ready. Say it silently before every interaction. Your brain doesn't know the difference between thinking it and doing it. Now, let me tell you a story. I once coached a guy named David. He couldn't introduce himself without stumbling. 1 month later, he was giving a speech to 200 people, and they applauded like he'd just changed their lives. He practiced articulation exercises every morning. He read aloud, he recorded himself, he listened, he corrected. Every day, just 10 minutes. You don't need hours. You need consistency. By the end of this part, I want you to start noticing the way you speak. Every word, every pause, every breath. Because articulation isn't about talking more. It's about speaking with intention. And when you do that, people stop scrolling. They start listening. Now, let's talk about clarity. You can have the sharpest thoughts in the world, but if they don't come out clearly, they vanish into thin air. Imagine this. You have the perfect solution to a problem at work. You explain it, but everyone looks confused. That sinking feeling? That's clarity missing. The first secret, think before you speak. Sounds obvious, right? But most people don't. Thoughts jumble, words jumble, sentences collapse. A simple technique, pause for 2 seconds before responding. 2 seconds. Not long, just enough to structure your idea in your mind. Then speak. Those 2 seconds are gold. They make you seem confident. They make your words deliberate. Here's another experiment. Every time you speak today, imagine your words like marbles. You can only roll out the perfect marbles. Remove fillers. Remove hesitation. Imagine the listener is holding a cup, ready to catch each marble. Every word has to fit. That mental image will transform your delivery. Next, the power of storytelling. Humans are wired for stories. Facts? They forget. Stories? They remember. So, whenever you speak, wrap your idea in a narrative. Maybe a mini story about your day, or an experiment, or even a personal failure. For example, tell someone about the time you completely bombed a presentation, but what you learned. Vulnerability, clarity, magnetic. Here's a mini challenge. Tomorrow, during a conversation, replace one fact with a short story. Notice the listener's reaction. They'll lean in, smile, and nod. That's engagement. That's connection. And every time you do it, your articulation improves. Then there's voice modulation. Most people speak in one tone, flat, monotone, lifeless. But human brains crave variation. Loud for emphasis, soft for suspense, pause for drama. Try reading a paragraph from a book aloud. Record yourself. Now, exaggerate the pauses, pitch, and volume. Play it back. Feels different, right? That's your natural charisma waiting to be unleashed. Finally, let's talk about alignment. Your words, your body, your eyes, they all need to match. If you say, "I'm confident," but avoid eye contact, slouch, and mumble, your brain knows the truth. Your audience knows the truth. Alignment, credibility. Practice in front of a mirror. Stand tall. Open chest. Smile subtly. Breathe from your diaphragm. Every subtle adjustment amplifies your impact. Confidence is the final ingredient. But let me clarify, this isn't fake confidence. It's earned confidence. The kind that comes from preparation, self-awareness, and repeated practice. Confidence doesn't come from winning every conversation. It comes from knowing you can handle any conversation. Here's an experiment. Pick a low-stakes scenario today. A barista, a coworker, someone you see often. Speak clearly, slowly, and intentionally. Observe their reaction. Every smile, nod, and engagement is your brain recording proof. Yes, I can do this. Now let's dig deeper. Articulation isn't just about what you say, it's about how you say it. Micropauses, pacing, and subtle emphasis create tension and release. Think about a movie scene where the silence is louder than the dialogue. That's your secret weapon. You create suspense in conversation. You make people lean forward. Mini story time. Sarah, a shy accountant, came to me frustrated. She avoided meetings. Today, she leads the weekly call. She learned 3 things. 1. To think before speaking. 2. To speak in short, punchy sentences. 3. To tell stories that mattered. That's it. Anyone can do it. Right now. Start with the smallest conversation. Master it. Build momentum. Another psychological hack. Mirror the listener subtly. If they lean forward, you lean forward. If they smile, you smile. People feel understood before you even say a word. Your articulation becomes magnetic because they feel connection first, words second. Also, emotional language matters. Words carry weight when emotion is behind them. Try adding a feeling word to every sentence. I feel this solution could truly help us, versus this solution works. Subtle difference, massive impact. Your listeners start feeling your words instead of just hearing them. And here's a fun one. Pause dramatically mid-sentence. Let tension build. Then finish with clarity. People remember that. It's why TED Talks feel cinematic. You can do the same in daily life. Now we move to articulation under pressure. Because here's the reality. Life rarely gives you calm, quiet moments to speak perfectly. There will be interruptions, tough questions, moments of doubt. That's where most people fail. But you don't have to. Think of your speech like a muscle. The more you train it under stress, the stronger it gets. Mini exercise. Practice speaking about a topic for 2 minutes while timing yourself. Randomly add interruptions, a phone notification, a friend walking in. Your goal: stay calm, stay articulate. Another story. Tom, an engineer, always stumbled during meetings. We simulated a heated boardroom scenario. He got nervous, red-faced, almost quit. We ran it 3 times. Each time he improved. By the 4th session, he spoke clearly, calmly, and even inspired ideas. Stress doesn't break articulation, lack of preparation does. Next, visualization. Before any conversation, imagine it going perfectly. Picture yourself speaking slowly, confidently, your listener nodding and smiling. Your brain can't tell the difference between imagined mastery and real mastery. Visualization practice automatic confidence. Also breathe. People underestimate it. Breathing properly stabilizes your voice and calms your nervous system. A deep, slow inhale before speaking 50% better clarity. Try it right now. Inhale, exhale, feel your shoulders relax. That's the foundation of every articulate word. And humor. Appropriate humor lowers tension. It humanizes you. Even one small, well-placed joke makes people lean in. But it must feel natural. The moment humor feels forced, it destroys clarity. The balance is subtle. Watch and learn from great speakers. Finally, reflect after each interaction. What went well? What could improve? Keep a journal. Articulation grows slowly, deliberately. One day, your speech will feel effortless. You'll notice strangers leaning in. People will say, "Wow, you always know what to say." And that's the reward. Here's the ultimate secret. Articulation is inseparable from self-belief. Your words are only as strong as the belief behind them. Think about a moment when someone dismissed your ideas. Feels heavy, right? That's normal. But every word you speak moving forward is an opportunity to reclaim that power. Mini story. I coached Lisa, a teacher who felt invisible in faculty meetings. She started small, speaking once per meeting with clarity. Each week, she grew bolder. 6 months later, she led a school-wide initiative. Belief, practice, persistence. Your voice matters more than you realize. Here's an experiment for you. Pick one high-stakes interaction this week. Visualize, prepare, speak clearly, add story and emotion, pause deliberately. Reflect. Notice how your confidence grows. One successful experience compounds like interest in a bank account. Also, embrace mistakes. Every stumble is feedback. Every hesitation is a lesson. The most articulate people in the world didn't start perfect. They failed, learned, and adjusted. That's your path. Fail forward. Fail confidently. Fail articulately. Remember, your voice is a tool. A superpower. You can use it to inspire, persuade, comfort, and lead. Every word, every pause, every emotion adds to your influence. But only if you practice intentionally, consciously, and relentlessly. So today, start small. Speak slowly. Record yourself. Tell stories. Emphasize. Believe. And watch as the world stops to listen now. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Imagine every conversation you'll have from today forward. Imagine walking into rooms with calm certainty, speaking words that land like arrows, felt not just heard. Picture yourself standing tall, confident, every pause deliberate, every word intentional. This isn't a fantasy. This is your life. Every single day, you can choose to become more articulate, more confident, more unforgettable. The words you speak shape the world around you, but first, they shape you. So start today. Start with one word, one sentence, one conversation. And remember, articulation isn't about impressing others, it's about becoming the person you always wanted to be. The one who speaks clearly, confidently, with purpose. The one who moves hearts, inspires minds, and leaves people thinking, I need to hear more from them. Your voice is waiting. Step into it.